Happy Friday, everybody. I'm not making another video till Friday. Alright guys, I tried to make a long form video last week, and I did. I thought that I had a lot in my head. If I can just sit down in front of the camera and put it all out and then edit it up, I can get it up, you know, by Thursday, before Friday. I don't ever send things up on Friday, but I couldn't get it finished. So now I just got my notes down here, and I'm gonna just tell you what I got on my notes, and we're gonna move forward to the game on Sunday. But my problem is Shameless is back. I've been in a beautiful world where I didn't have to do anything but what I wanted to do, basically. But now the wife is gone to work, so I have to do my stuff, what I was doing, my work, and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I got to do everything with the kids. I'm doing homeschool right now as I'm making my YouTube video. I'm doing homeschool, so it's a whole lot going on over here, and I didn't get to make a video to now. But we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. The problem is, I'll tell you what the problem is. This channel was never built, and I never envisioned it to be any kind of source of income for me. I don't want it to be. I want it to be as clean as possible that way. And then also, secondly, it's not a vehicle for me to be a Stephen A. Smith or sports personality or anything. It's not a vehicle for me to get anywhere. It's just me to sit here and be a fan and talk about my Cowboys. That's what I made the channel for, and I want to try to keep it to that as close as possible. So you know I'm not out here just saying stuff to get more people to come to my channel and so I can make more money or get more clicks and all that kind of stuff. So that's a problem. And when I'm doing that, that means that this thing is going on the back burner for other stuff that, you know, like help out my family and, you know, feed my family, put food on my family, that kind of thing. So okay, enough of me wasting time on me. Most of that video this week was supposed to know you people out there were saying that I was overreacting for what I was saying after the game in week 1. And if you were saying that I was overreacting, then I want to welcome you to my channel. My name is Shango. I rant. I yell, I scream, I got veins coming here and here and stuff like that. I go all off. And there will be none of that on 2020. There will be none of that to 2020. And that's why I said it's a transformative year in my mind. The reasons why I think it's transformative is, one, is 2020. In my mind, I'm enjoying the heck out of basketball right now. But in my mind, am I going to still look at them the same way as I looked at the champions of the regular NBA season? No. And maybe I will with this football season, because right now it's running pretty smooth. But last time I checked, we're still in 2020, so I'm not putting my money on anything. Now, that's why I'm saying this is like a transformative year for the Cowboys, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and there's a lot of things that possibly need to be fixed as far as player personnel on the field and off the field, contracts, things of the sort. And then on top of that, we came in this season with a rash of injuries that's going to be hard to overcome. We're going to have to overcome these injuries and overcome, you know, not having a preseason, all that kind of stuff with new coaches and things that sort. So it's a lot of things putting us behind the 8 ball coming out the top. I mean, we lost McCoy real early, and that we seen the effects of that. We lost Jarwin. We're going to see the effects of that because we don't have that much quality behind Jarwin. Sean Lee, LVE is a big one, and like I said, I would love to shelf LVE. Jordan Lewis, and then we got Lyle Collins, who's not ready for football, who, you know, maybe he was just like, oh, we ain't gonna have no season. You know, I wonder how many players you have to think about that. I mean, there's so many levels of this 2020 thing that you can't say it all. So we got that. Now, we're not going to be bad. And I guess people were thinking, oh, we're horrible, we suck. We're not going to be bad because we have elite talent. We have elite talent on this football team, and we have elite talent in good contracts on this football. We got Zeke in a good contract. We got Zach in a good contract. We got Mark Cooper in a pretty good contract, to be honest. And these contracts, they might not look great right now. Like Zeke's contract, it didn't look good when we first signed him, but now Zeke's contract looks really good. It's in that, it works like that. So we also have, on the bad end of it, we have some players on contracts that they're not playing up to. They disappear during games and stuff like that. They just got their money and things of that sort. We have unsigned secondary, which is worrisome because somehow we're gonna either have to pay our guys a good bit of money, pay free agents a good bit more money that might not be as good as them, or we got to go get some more draft picks back and put them back there when we have other holes in the football team. So corner defensive back is going to be needing some attention, real soon. So we got that going on, and with all of that going on, safety is included in defensive back, and all of that is capped with we have a quarterback that is unsigned. So there's a whole lot going on. So if you think that I was thinking about, oh look, we can't be horrible out there on the football field, this thing sucks, you're not thinking this thing through deeply. There's a lot of things going on this season that are questions that's going to be answered for long term into the future, not just this season or whatever. I tell you what, I'm gonna go back to the only one game crowd, because this goes way back, like 25 years. We're going to talk about player acquisition, the way the Dallas Cowboys acquire talent, and we're going to talk about coaching staffs, the way the Dallas Cowboy organization, these are organizational things, how they put together coaching staffs. Now, the player acquisitions, you know how we do it. We wait silently through the first two phases of free agency, and then go bargain basement hunting to find players that fit the scheme perfectly. I mean, I don't have it. It feels and looks smart to me, so I don't have any problem with it. The only problem I have with it is the results. I hadn't really proven any results, so that's the only part. Because it looks, feels, and seems smart to me not to be spending money, because I hate free agency or whatever. But then we still end up with bad contracts with our own guys. You also know when you bring a new coach and you tell that player to do something different, it won't run smoothly, especially if it's new to them. So I just want to let you know that could be happening to our defense, what I was saying right there, where they're learning all this new stuff and it's slow in their head, and it's got to gradually speed up the more they play. So that's the way the Cowboys work when it comes to player acquisitions. That's why that's why you look at that one game, you say, oh, the talent might not be there, because that talent was there to play the Tampa 2. You know what I'm saying? Now we're doing something a little different. All right. Now, as far as assembling a coaching staff, this is where it gets real interesting. The only coach that I can remember, of course I can remember, the only coach Jerry Jones let bring in almost all his guys was Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells brought a whole bunch. He brought Todd Haley, Maurice Carthon, Peyton. He brought a bunch of his guys in. But he even was a victim of Jerry's tinkering, because Jerry forced Mike Zimmer, who was a 4-3 coach. Parcells was a 3-4 coach. Parcells had won Super Bowls with 3-4. Parcells had beat down the league with 3-4. You don't tell Parcells what to do in his 3-4 defense. Jerry did. Jerry loved Zimmer. Zimmer's great, and he is. I love Zim. Zimmer's great here. Zim can do it. So they forced a guy who only coached 4-3 defense all his life, forced him into coaching a 3-4 defense, and it didn't work. And it wasn't Zim's fault, because Zim is successful today. So I'm telling you, it's not the individual's fault. It's this fault. What's going on over the head. Another thing gets even more interesting. And I've said these things before. This is not the first time I've said any of these points. Another thing, young Kellen Moore reminds me a lot of young Jason Garrett. Two young whiz kids that had done pretty much nothing in the NFL, but get all kind of credit and kudos for being a mastermind and all that kind of stuff, which I don't know how you become that without actually doing something. And then they get a mild-mannered, overweight, humble guy to come in and slip the young whiz kid underneath him until, it's time for him to take over. Doesn't that look like what's happening? The same thing happening with Jason Garrett? I mean, why would McCarthy do that? Listen to the common sense of this. Get a new job, and then you give the offense over to a kid, and if the kid succeeds, he gonna take your job, and if the kid does not succeed, both of y'all gone. Why would you do that, Mike McCarthy? Well, but then, and then all the people, last point of this, all the people that said, man, we look like the same offense. It could, I'm not making any accusation. I said it could be because in Kellen Moore's entire NFL existence, and his whole time in the National Football League, he has been under the tutelage of either Jason Garrett or Scott Linehan, or both at the same time. That too. That's his coaching tree. And you know I love coaching trees, but I'm big on coaching trees. But I'm big on who taught you how to do that stuff, because that's how football is. It's a game that you learn from others. You don't just learn by osmosis how to become a football player and just grow. Hey, I'm a great coach. No, you learned that from somebody, man. All right, now on to Sunday. I see the Atlanta on the same term as I see the Rams. They have some real good top end talent. Hadn't seemed to get it together. Hope they don't get it together with us. Our offense and defense both have huge jobs. Our defense, of course, their job is obvious. They have the serious weapons with Julio and Gurley. Gurley was already considered done when he gutted us the last time. so defense got a lot to do with stopping that offense. And then offensively, we might not have Tyron either. So no Jarwin, no Lyle, and no Tyron. That would be ugly. I know I'm having nightmares of Adrian Claiborne myself, and I know Dak is myself. So come to the channel on Sunday. We got to get this thing 1-1, even this thing out, and make us feel a little bit better about the direction of this football team, because again, this season will determine, are we going this way, or are we going to make some moves to go that way or whatnot. And Sunday is as close of a must win as you can have in week 2 of a football season, because week 3 we got to eat Russell's cooking. All right, guys, I'll let you see you on Sunday. Peace.